Dobre, mládež, ideme na to. Mojím dnešným hostom je Paige Knips z Coventry University a budete mať šancu sa aj pýtať otázky, lebo jedna vec je, že my vám povieme, aké to je v UK, jak si hľadať ubytko, keď je najlepšie odísť, alebo aká je súčasná situácia, ale teraz budete mať šancu spýtať sa priamo jej. A myslím, že ona si pripravila PowerPoint a kedykoľvek budete mať nejaké otázky, budem rád, keď píšete do chatu dole. Paige, we conduct it in English. It will be much easier for all of us.
Well, yeah, I'm not quite fluent in Slovakian yet.
And we can start. Basically, what's the current situation? Let's just touch it in this way, and then it's all yours. You can share the screen and show us what you want about accommodation, about Coventry University, and whatever you like to share.
We know I like to talk, Roman. Guys, as it stands, and it is all over the news, so we in the UK, we are still in isolation, hence why you are seeing me from my wonderful home. Now, we are starting to come out of lockdown this week. So we're starting to phase ourselves out of lockdown. Now, as I don't know whether you were all listening about 5 minutes ago, however, the UK is a hugely multicultural society, and I am very proud to announce that Coventry is also. And this is why we have probably been hit the worst in Europe, because we do welcome cultures from all over the world, but we are actually a very small country. So a lot of people in such a small space will, of course, spread infection. With that in mind, though, things are getting better, much, much better. The percentage rate is really, really low of people affected. I think it's 2% of the whole population, so it's really small. And yet, Roman's absolutely right. We are still going ahead for an on-campus September start. If that was to change, of course, we would communicate in plenty of time, but we're hopeful that September is going to go ahead. Yeah.
Excellent. Actually, in Slovakia, as we spoke before, the situation is cooling down and we are a bit ahead of United Kingdom, and all the precautions we have taken, they are lowering them here. Same in Italy, same in Austria, same in Czech Republic. And I'm pretty sure in 2 weeks' time, it will be a different story also in United Kingdom. So,
I think so too. Yeah, absolutely. I think so too. Now, guys, I do have a lovely presentation for you with some videos. And what we will do is at the end, I will welcome questions from any of you. Any question that you have, if that's to do with coronavirus, of course, if you have a question about Brexit, if I can answer it, I will. And any questions that you have generically about the university, definitely use this time to talk with me, because it's always the students who don't ask the questions that end up emailing after and saying, oh, I wish I had have asked this question. Is there anything in particular you want me to cover, Roman, or are you happy to go with the page flow, as you call it?
Let's do the page flow, but maybe let's speak more about accommodation options, when it's easy, when is the best time to fly over, and just general update.
Okie dokie. So what I'll do then is I will do the presentation. During the presentation, there is a couple of accommodation slides. So I will touch on the different accommodation. I think it's really important to let the students know all of the awards that Coventry University have won, because that is what makes us one of the best universities in the UK. But yeah, okie dokie. Right, so I'm going to share my screen with you guys.
Perfect.
Okay. Now, can you all see that now?
Yes.
Perfect. Let's see. Okay, is that on your full screen, guys?
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, Roman, you know I talk fast, so shout at me if I go too fast. So, guys, Coventry is a centrally located city. For me, it's in one of the best locations to explore Britain. So on the map, the big dot in the middle is Coventry. So we are known as West Midlands. Now, we are approximately 20 minutes from Birmingham Airport, which is one of our largest international airports. So hop in an Uber and you're there within 20 minutes. That's how I get to the airport when I travel to Bratislava. We are also only 1 hour by train to London. So lots of people think of the UK and think of, you know, London's an amazing place. It is, but it's good to live outside of London because it is very, very expensive. But yeah, hop on a train and you are there within 1 hour. We are also only 2 hours by rail to the likes of Manchester and Liverpool, which are very well-known places for their shopping, for their nightclubs, if we've got any party animals on the call. So yeah, really, really good base to explore. But as many of you probably know, and one of the things that we are most proud of, is we are currently ranked 15th out of 152 universities in the UK. We have held that ranking for approximately 5 years, so we're within the top 20. So we're very, very good. Now, that is overall. However, lots of things are taken into consideration to get that ranking. And one of the things is being second in the UK for teaching excellence. So if you think of the likes of Oxford and Cambridge, we actually are higher ranked than Oxford and Cambridge for teaching excellence. So we hold the Gold Award. There is only one university ahead of us, which shows just how good our teachers are. Our lecturers are some of the best in the business and they're highly, highly experienced individuals. So just know, guys, that when you come to study with us, your teaching is going to be amongst the best in the world. Now, on top of that, obviously students are currently learning online with us at the moment because of the pandemic. And this isn't in this presentation, but it does refer to teaching excellence. We have been voted one of the best universities in the world for our online courses. I think we ranked 4th off the top of my head in the entire world for delivering online teaching. So it just goes to show you guys, you are choosing a very good institution. Now, another thing that's really important is that you guys have the very best experience when you come to university. The idea is you come for a lifestyle, you come to get a degree, you come to better your life. Now, we have also been awarded University of the Year for Student Experience in 2019, so really, really recent. And what this is it's the voice of students. So every university has something called a student satisfaction survey. And what we do is we ask our students to fill that out on how satisfied they are. And we do rank the highest in the UK for student experience, which we're really, really proud of. Now, this is a lot of words for you guys, but what I will do is I will just explain it really briefly. So, QS stars are something that are awarded to universities, and they score things like employability, internationalization, inclusiveness. Now, the most important thing for you guys to know is that we scored a perfect 150 points for our employability factor. That means that we have a 97% employability rate, which means 97% of our students are employed or in further study within 6 months of graduating with us. That is probably one of the most important things that you need to remember from this call, guys. You do come to university to get a job after. That's the idea. You don't just want to come to university to then go and say, continue to work in a cafe. You want to come, you want to study biomedical science and go and be a biomedical scientist. You want to come, you want to study law, you want to then become a lawyer. And that just goes to show how high our scores are. Only 3% of students don't tend to follow that path, okay? Now, these are some of my favorite case studies. And what I'm gonna do, I'm not very good with my left and rights, but I'm gonna work from my left and go to the right. So the first case study you see here, guys, is a lady called Stephanie. And she studied economics, and she is now a cyber intelligence analyst for our UK Home Office. She's also a co-founder of a public speaking agency promoting women. Okay, so she's one of our graduates. She's now very highly ranked within the Home Office. Ralph makes me very jealous. Ralph studied automotive design with us, and he is now the CEO of W Motors. Now, W Motors provides high performance luxury sports cars to ultra high net worth individuals in the Middle East. So safe to say he's a very rich man now. Marco studied aviation management with us, and he is now the operations manager at London Heathrow Airport. Now, for those of you who don't know this, London Heathrow is actually the busiest airport in London and the 5th busiest airport in the world. So he is now a very successful individual. Operations manager means he oversees the whole running of that airport. And if any of you have been, you know it's absolutely huge. You can get lost there. And finally, Aisling, she studied adult nursing with us, and she is now a deputy director of our NHS system. NHS is our national healthcare system, and the UK would not be the country that we are without this system. We currently rely on this system heavily in our pandemic. It means we get free healthcare. We do not pay for operations or things like that. If we get sick, the NHS looks after us. And so this goes to show that getting a degree with us means that you can be an integral part in one of the most important businesses in the world. Now, this next slide, guys, shows you just some name dropping. And these are people that we actually have a graduate management training scheme with. So we do partner up with the likes of Formula One, with Lego, British Airways, DHL, Jaguar Land Rover, but there are also partners all over the world that we work with. And so that goes to show you guys that the whole, if we go back a few slides on the employability rate, we do also put you in with the best businesses. It's not just you'll start in one of the smallest businesses in the world and work your way up. You could actually get your foot in the door with one of these names. Now, another thing, and this is probably one of the most important things for me, I always think, you know, at your age, it's really important to travel, see the world. I do the job I do because I absolutely love traveling. I'm an international officer. We are actually first in the UK for overseas student experience, which I am so, so proud of that. So what that means is we actually take you students and we let you explore. You have the option to take a sandwich year, which means that you can study abroad for an entire year at one of our partnership universities, or you can stay in the UK and go on placement. But we also have something called the Centre for Global Engagement. And this centre works on helping you learn new languages. They also take you on trips all over the world, and they're super discounted prices. They also do things like the Global Leadership Scheme. A Global Leadership Scheme is basically what they'll do is they'll take you overseas to huge businesses, say like BMW, and you will be able to attend seminars with the CEOs of those companies. So we like to get you guys global ready. Now, we are first in the UK for these experiences because we have helped over 30,000 individuals travel internationally. So we are specialists at what we do. We know exactly what we're doing. And out of those 30,000, we have helped over 3,482 student experience trips abroad, okay, that have lasted for at least 5 days. So that goes to show, guys, that these trips, they are chunky. You get to go for, you know, not just 1 night, 2 nights, you do get to go for a few nights. But lots of students are interested in this. And this is Claudia. So Claudia also gave us a bit of a snippet on what she got to do within her first year. And she basically said that the international trips were her highlight of being at university. And she had the opportunity to attend Paris, Switzerland, and Hong Kong. So she got to go to 3 major places. And she definitely says that you should get involved and explore. Just going to pop this video on for you guys. Can you hear that, Raymond?
Just a little bit.
just a little bit. Let me see if I can turn it up. There we go.
Page, I think so we can skip it because it's quite low quality.
It's low quality?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is it fuzzy?
Yeah, a bit.
Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. Raymond, if I email you these videos, I have 3 on here.
Yeah.
Will you be able to share that with the students?
Sure, and we can also upload it to our social media.
Yes, perfect. And guys, please, please, please watch these videos, because still now, I've probably seen this video 100 times. It still gives me goose pimples, just because it's actual students telling you where they went, what they got to do, but also many of the students that went on these trips were also offered positions in those countries. So please, please watch the videos.
Mm-hmm.
Another award, sorry guys, just bombarding you with awards here. We are a top 5 UK student city, okay? What that means is that we're actually built for students now. So I am from Coventry. I was born here. I have grown up here. I have moved overseas. I did have the opportunity to move to Australia and New Zealand, but I returned to Coventry. Coventry is my home, and it is a fantastic city. But not only are we a top 5 UK student city, we're voted within the top 50 best student cities in the world. I mean, how amazing is that? The 44th best student city in the world. We have an indoor water park. We have cinemas, which have huge sofa chairs that recline. We have bowling alleys. We have nightclubs. We are 20 minutes away from the shopping centres. We are literally a fantastic, fantastic city. We have golf courses. We literally have everything to keep you going. And the best thing about our city is the campus is in the city centre, and so is everything I've just told you about. So you don't have to catch public transport. You can walk from your home to your classes, to the cinema, to the nightclubs if you like to party. You know, you can do all of these things within walking distance. And for me, coming from Coventry, I was very, very shocked that we were within the top 50 within the world. But actually looking at it, we are a fantastic, fantastic city. Now, like I said to you about the whole us being an international community, these are just some figures for you. So we currently have over 11,000 international students from over 130 different countries studying with us. So we are super, super multicultural. And that's what makes us one of the very best universities. Because if you think we have all of these truly great minds from all over the world studying with us, yeah, something I am really, really proud of. Now, this is just a fun one for you. 3rd happiest student city and 3rd happiest university. Now, this seems a little bit random, but guys, for me, when I was your age, if somebody says, oh, is it important to be happy? I probably would have said, oh, no, not really. Now I'm a little bit older looking back. The most important thing that you can ever be in your life is happy. And us being the 3rd happiest university means that our students are basically very happy. They're happy with their lifestyle. They're happy with their teaching style. They're happy with the jobs that they get when they come here. So that is also really, really important. Now, we do have an amazing students' union. When I was at Coventry University, I joined the skydiving society, a bit random, I know, but when I joined this, there were trips to go abroad. So societies is basically something that you can get yourself involved in with anything that you have that's a hobby. So we currently have a Harry Potter society, we have dance societies, we have snowboarding societies. And within these societies, these fellow peers of yours will arrange trips. So for the Harry Potter Society, we go to the Harry Potter tour down in London. I've also known students to go to the Florida, the big Harry Potter world in Universal Studios. So these are things that you can immerse yourself in whilst you're studying. But we also have 55 different sports clubs as well. So if any of you on this call enjoy, I don't know, football, ice hockey, basketball, netball, and we do have all of these different sports clubs that you can join as well. Now, the most interesting thing as well is if any of you have a bit of a niche hobby, and we don't have a society for your hobby, so I don't know, say you love to skateboard. If you can find 15 other peers that enjoy the same thing as you, we will create a society for you and we will recognise that society. So it doesn't just have to be what's already currently set up at Coventry University. You can create your own as well. And this just shows you some of the different sports that we get involved in. There are some really weird and wonderful ones there as well. But we even have our own ice rink in Coventry. So we have an ice hockey team that play ice hockey there. We have figure skating society, so if you like to figure skate, they would go to that ice rink to do the figure skating there as well. We have your typical football clubs, and we've got loads of football pitches all over Coventry. So yeah, you guys can definitely immerse yourselves in lots of different things. Now what I'm going to do, there is a video in just a moment, so I'll skip through that, but here's a couple of photos. Now this is actually our hub. Now, if you guys think of your schools in Slovakia, I know you're all on mute, but they probably don't look anything like that. This just goes to show how modern we are. Now, Coventry was awarded the most modern university, and we did hold that for around 7 years. And that's because we have invested a lot of money in our facilities. And this here is your student centre. So this is where students spend most of their time. It is full of restaurants. It has its own nightclub. It has its own cinema. It has beanbags everywhere where you can plug your iPads in and relax with your friends. It has a Costa coffee. It has its own supermarket. But this is typically the status of our university. And this goes to show you guys exactly what it is you will get when you study with us, and you will work in some of the best facilities. I'm just going to, can you see that one, Roman?
But it's still the same, a bit blurry.
Okay. Don't worry guys, I will share those videos for you to take a look. They're only approximately 3 minutes long each. Okay, so on to accommodation. Now again, our accommodation in the top left-hand corner, that beautiful skyscraper building, has recently been up for best student accommodation in the UK. So again, our student accommodations winning awards. Now, some of our accommodation houses their own gym, as you can see at the bottom. But like you can also see, they are all close to new buildings. They're really, really nice accommodation. And they do vary. So with your accommodation, it depends on how much money that you have to spend. But you can easily afford your accommodation if you get a part-time job. So the accommodations tend to vary from £100 to £150 per week, but you can easily earn between 200 to 50, approximately 300 some students earn part-time a week, so you can easily afford your accommodation. We are the 4th cheapest student city in the UK, and I've never ever heard of a student struggling to afford their accommodation and their lifestyle. Now the accommodation, you do have the choice. So as you can see, they will have their own beds and desks in your room, and you can also have the own option to have your own ensuite bathroom. However, if you choose not to, all this means is that you will share your living quarters with around 4 to 5 other students. So your living room, your bathroom, and your kitchen will be shared. For a little bit more money, you can have your own bathroom. But for me, because most of the accommodation is brand new, you don't really need to have your own bathroom. I mean, unless you want one, it can be seen sometimes as a bit of a waste of money. But we also have a catered accommodation where you will also have 10 meals per week. And that's obviously the most expensive accommodation for the rich kids. This is our city map. So as I explained to you guys earlier, the whole of our university, majority of our housing, the nightclubs, the restaurants, the shops are all in this gigantic circle, okay? Now this is what we call the city centre. At the bottom, you can see a big red square. That's actually the railway station. And from that railway station is where you can catch that 20-minute train to Birmingham Airport or the 1-hour train to London. So as you can see, the letters on the screen are where your accommodations are. You can walk from your accommodation to your train station and be on a plane back to Bratislava. So if you get homesick, it's nice and easy to get home. Also, you can literally wake up and stroll to your classes and be there within 5 minutes, okay? So everything that you need is within that city centre, so you don't have to go and catch public transport. Now, another thing that Coventry has been awarded is a City of Culture. Now, this is something that's delivered all over the world. But because of this, the world is currently watching Coventry to see what we do with the City of Culture Award. So what this means to you guys is there's going to be lots of opportunities for arts and cultural activities. We've got a lot of money to invest to make the city better. So when you guys do come in, say, September time, you will be here for 2021 when our city is going to experience some of the best experiences it possibly can. We already have our own festival called the Godiva Festival, where we do have some quite big names come to that festival. And I assume we'll probably have a lot more of these kind of events because of being awarded City of Culture. Now I'm going to touch on the 4 faculties, guys, but I'm only going to touch on them because every one of you probably have an interest in something different and you can ask me questions at the end. So the first faculty, the Faculty in Health and Life Sciences, this is for those of you who want to become a physiotherapist, a midwife, an adult nurse, a biomedical scientist, and for all of those weird and wonderful courses. We actually house in this building the 2nd largest academic laboratory in the entire of the UK. We've invested a lot of money in this building and the facilities are absolutely incredible. For students who come and tour this laboratory tend to always say that they want to study there. It really is incredible. The next building is the Building of Faculty Engineering, Environment and Computing. Looks a little bit like a spaceship. This is for those of you who want to become a mechanical engineer, an aerospace engineer, a computer scientist, a games developer. The coolest thing about this building is underneath it, we have our own aircraft. And this is where students who are aerospace engineers will work. We also have our own AMG wind tunnels for you to understand the difference between the aerodynamics and how that affects the planes. We also have our own Formula 1 simulator, and it's an amazing piece of kit. It's a huge screen. It's kind of like the size of a cinema screen, and it's a Formula 1 simulator. And our students do and have ability to use those facilities. So we have invested a lot of money here too. The Faculty of Business and Law is just as interesting. So we actually hold our own moot courtroom, which is for anybody who wants to become a lawyer. You will practice what it's like to be a lawyer. It doesn't take 8 years as it does in other European countries, because what we do is we actually put you into a courtroom where you practice what it's like to argue a defence's case. You practice what it's like to become a judge. The Faculty of Business is also one of our most popular faculties. And if any of you have ever seen The Wolf of Wall Street, where obviously they do the stocks and trades and the exchanges, We actually also have the Bloomsburg facilities, and we have our own trading floor, okay? So we have literally got the best facilities like they have in Wall Street in New York. And the Faculty of Arts and Humanities covers a broad range of subjects, but for things like journalism, film, if you want to do fine art, if you want to do illustration, these courses are all within our Faculty of Arts and Humanities. And again, we house our own television green rooms. We house our own radio presentation studio. I studied journalism and the media at Coventry, and I absolutely used to love being able to go into the radio room and record news bulletins. So again, the facilities are incredible. And the idea, guys, is we want you to have the very best experience with us, graduate and be happy. Now, the final video, obviously, I won't show you, and open days, unfortunately, aren't available for you right now. However, we are currently looking at virtual open days, and on our website, we also have virtual tours. Where you can physically go into the faculty that you're interested in studying in, and you can have a look around. Raymond, I will share those links with you if you like after this call.
Excellent.
And finally, guys, the last little bit that I like to say is I'm a bit of an Instagram freak. I'm not a millennial. I am born in the 90s. However, I am a social media freak. What this means to you guys is you actually get to see everything that I post about Coventry City, about our university, about societies, is all on my social media. So give me a follow. Also, many students will tend to message me on there. So if you've got a question, you know, and you just want to ask me quickly, lots of students message me at all weird and wonderful hours. Please don't message me at 3 a.m. But you are more than welcome to add me on there, guys, and message me throughout this crazy current process that we're going through. But yeah, that's it from me. Do any of you have any questions that you'd like to ask?
Well, probably I will start. And guys, really, this is a very good opportunity to ask directly someone from Coventry University. And you can get information directly from Paige. Paige, I would like to touch again societies and sports, because it's much different than in Slovakia as you do in the UK.
Okay.
In Slovakia, usually you have some sports at your school, but not in such a ratio that you play competitively in leagues for your university. You compete with others in proper jerseys. You have proper equipment. Maybe we could speak about more, and just to stress this fact that it's in a much higher scale.
Yes, absolutely. Well, as you guys probably know, we are sports freaks here, and we do have some of the very best football teams in the UK as well. But yes, we are very, very serious about our extracurricular activities. And we do like to get you guys involved. Now, our sports department, so our sport management team, they actually have the opportunity to go to Manchester United Football Club and get involved there. So it's really, really serious for us, guys. It's fun. That's the most important thing. But yeah, the broad scale that there is unreal. So like I said, we do actually have our own ice hockey team in Coventry. They're called the Coventry Blaze, and they're very serious about ice hockey. And I have known students to actually go and trial to be in the Coventry Blaze team. We've got the Rico Arena. So Coventry City Football Club is probably not one of the best. It's not like Liverpool or Manchester. But yeah, we do have our own football clubs, and we are very serious about it.
And also it's a good opportunity how to make new friends outside of your class, and how to go inside into society and get to know Britons.
Absolutely. Now, what will happen is we have something called Freshers Week in the UK. And in that week, what happens is all of our different societies and sports clubs, the students will line up in like a big, it's like a market, and you will get to go and speak to all of these different individuals about actually joining the different societies. And yeah, Raymond's absolutely right. You will make some of your very best friends. Now, currently, and this is another Instagram one, so our netball team, I don't know if you guys know what netball is in Slovakia. Do you have netball, Roman?
Little bit. I think it was on news like 1 week ago.
Ah, okay. So netball is actually, it's basically a girls' version of basketball-ish. However, netball, our netball team are currently doing daily challenges, isolation challenges, and I'm watching them on Instagram, but they're all keeping each other going in this pandemic. And the only reason they know each other is because they're friends from that netball team. So absolutely, it's really important to make friends and get involved and immersify yourself in these different things, because you will make friends for life.
Paige, we have a question from Lucas, and Lucas is asking, is it easy to find some field-related work? I'm asking for IT right now. I think so he means if he will be able to find a work related to his study program during studies. Absolutely.
So I used to be a recruitment consultant in Coventry, which a recruitment consultant physically finds jobs for people. And one of the biggest fields actually that our council recruit for were IT individuals. And they were looking for graduates and for individuals that had just graduated. Will you be able to do a job that relates to your field while studying? We do offer a placement year where you can physically do what it is you're studying on placement for an entire year. You get that choice in your third year.
Excellent. And I think so I have to mention also you have something different than in Slovakia at your school. You have job office, you have well-being office, you have accommodation office as a part of the school. And it's not only one lady sitting there and dealing with the questions.
No.
It's a big office with, I don't know, maybe 5-10 people. To really help students with all kinds of issues related to accommodation, financing, trying to find them a job. So you're doing pretty much everything in order to help students for easy start, and not only for easy start, but those offices are open during the whole academic year.
They are indeed. So yeah, just to touch on that. So the 4 faculties have lots of different schools, and the schools are obviously the subjects. Now, the reason we have a careers advice centre per faculty is because that careers advice centre will physically specialise in that field specifically. So you won't have somebody from IT trying to find a biomedical scientist a job, okay? So we find it really important that the experienced people look within that field, and that's why we do it that way. But yes, we do. We have specialised individuals to help you throughout your entire process. They help you write your CV. We have our own dedicated recruitment agency called The Future Works. They help you find a job when you get here. So yes, we do. We are all about helping you.
Excellent. Another point, I'm not sure if you have mentioned it, but you are much closer also to Birmingham.
Yes.
And we have direct flights from Bratislava, or I believe from Prague, not only to London, but also to Birmingham. And before Corona, it was on daily basis. So it's quite easy to fly.
Really, really easy. So like I said, I'm from Coventry. I'm currently in Coventry right now. If I wanted to go to Birmingham Airport, I would call an Uber. The Uber costs around £20. And I would just go straight to Birmingham Airport. It takes me 20 minutes. And yes, there's many, many, many different flights to Slovakia and Czech Republic.
And Paige, regarding the Freshers Week, you are not only inviting, I believe, I'm not sure if it is Coventry, but probably also in Coventry, you are not inviting only societies and sports, but the companies from the region.
Yeah, absolutely.
To present themselves, if it is mobile companies or internet companies, banks, and they are coming to show their products
Yep.
directly to students, because everyone will need SIM cards, everyone will need internet, everyone will need an account.
Absolutely.
So
The Freshers Week really is a fantastic week. Not only are there events every single night for you to go out, meet people, have fun, enjoy yourself, it is a very serious week for you to see exactly what Raymond's saying, which bank you should go with, which mobile phone company to go with. There's also lots of deals on. So for instance, I know Car Phone Warehouse used to have a stand where they'd offer you a cheaper mobile phone contract because you're a student. So yeah, there's everything is so easy for you. It's difficult to believe until you actually arrive how easy it is.
Excellent. And guys, I will unmute all of you, so maybe you can ask any questions. And I see Camille.
Hi, Camille.
From our office is there.
Hello.
And I'm
How are you?
Great, thank you.
Yeah, you bored of being at home now?
Yeah, no,
Yes.
not really bored. It's plenty of work to do.
Absolutely.
Bored, but
Camille, from the next week, I would like to see you in office. We will start.
Woohoo! Great. Yeah, I have a question. I don't know whether you heard about our situation with school leaving examination, but students won't need to take it. They will get the grades on grade point average from previous classes.
Okay.
But what is interesting is that all of a sudden they won't be able to take B2 level from their English language.
Okay.
So they will get B1 levels. Well, some of them, because some schools simply said we won't take B2 levels.
Okay.
So if they want to take B2, they have to go to some other school, usually grammar school or gymnasium, which does that. But that might be a little problem for them. So what are other options if they simply don't want to take it?
Of course. So other than our accredited health and life sciences courses, we offer the telephone language assessment for every other course. So I'd say approximately 90% of our courses, we can offer the telephone language assessment. Now, what that is I will physically call the students myself, so it'll be me they speak with, and it will just be like this type of conversation. I will ask them, you know, tell me about a holiday that you've been on, tell me about your family, and I will gauge how well they can understand me and also how well they can speak. I will then tell them at the end of the call whether they have been successful. And if they haven't been successful, all this will mean is I will give them a little bit more time to practice and I will call them again. And we ideally obviously want them to be successful. It's really easy. We're only on the phone for around 15 minutes and that will then waiver their English condition.
Yeah, so in case that you scare away somebody with your really strong British accent, you're going to give him second chance to...
Yes, you do say I have a very strong accent, don't you, Camille?
Yeah.
Who else thinks I have a strong accent?
Not really. It's just a matter of opinion.
I get told this all the time. I'm very sorry, guys.
But Paige, this is a good option that you waive away the B2 requirement. And guys or students, if you are not able to take your B2 maturita at your high school, we can set up for you telephone call or Skype call in English. This will waive away the B2 requirement.
Absolutely. Now, what I have been doing with many of my partners across all of my countries, because you don't have to wait to see what you get. You can have the English test now. So if you decide, I want to meet this condition quickly because you want to have a weight lifted off your shoulders, we can have the call this week or next week. I'm currently doing those with many students because then they've already met their English condition. So it does not matter what they achieve in their exams. They do not need to take anything extra. They just need to get this call done and they've met that condition.
Excellent. Guys, if you want, you can ask directly Paige to anything or write it into chat.
Hey, is anybody hearing me?
Yes,
Yeah.
Lukasz, go on.
Yeah, thank you. Well, my question or another question is, I will attend a master's degree.
Okay.
And also, does this English condition apply to me? Because I had my maturity exams like 3 years ago already, so.
Yeah, of course, Lucas. You can have the telephone language condition, or if you've already achieved, what did you achieve in your matura?
I have maturity from French language and from English language and in B2, but I don't have IELTS or anything like this.
Well, to be honest, listening to you right now, your English is a good level. But yeah, we could it's okay. We could have the telephone call. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to tell you right now because I need to just have a little bit more of an in-depth conversation with you. But yeah, absolutely, we can have the same type of phone call, as long as you're not applying for something like physiotherapy or an accredited course like that. Yeah, we could do the same.
No, just IT. So
IT,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, we could have one of these calls.
And also regarding my previous question, sorry if I interrupted someone. You were talking about finding work during my studies, but well, if I am going to be there for just 1 year, is it possible to work while studying at the same time?
Oh, absolutely. So one great thing to know about us, sorry guys, I'm just going to have a cup. Yes, can I have a cup of tea, please? Very British. Yes, so in the UK, you'll typically only study 15 to 20 hours per week. Okay, it's nowhere near a full-time Monday to Friday 9 to 5. So yes, many students work a part-time job alongside it. I was pretty extreme. I actually had a full-time position whilst I studied journalism and the media, because actually I was only at university twice a week, and I had 2 full days, which meant that I could then work 5 days a week. So dependent on your timetable, absolutely, you will be able to work alongside your studies.
Okay, thank you. So it's not that hard to find some job there, okay, right?
No, we have.
Okay.
The first thing is we have our own dedicated recruitment agency specifically for students. I don't know many universities that have that. So that's the first. But the second thing is we then also have several different recruitment agencies. So what that will do is you will go in and you will have a consultation with somebody who will then go and find your job for you.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And Paige, maybe we could touch on semester start. I know that in Slovakia, some schools are starting, universities at bachelor degree, they're starting beginning of October. And I think it should be the case also, if nothing's happened, you're not starting in September, but I think so in October, if I'm correct.
What do you mean? Because of the pandemic or in general?
In general, what was the study start?
It's mid-September usually. Yeah, mid-September. Some courses October, but most of our teaching is kind of 14th, 16th September.
And also for all the documents who are students missing, if it is final report cards or maturita, I don't think so there is some straight deadlines. We would like to have it as soon as possible, but if they can have it later on in June, July, it's still fine with you.
Absolutely. I mean, there have been real times where students haven't managed to get their documents until, end of August. And of course, we really want to help you guys. And we understand sometimes these things are out of your control. So yes, we will accept them as close to your teaching start date as possible.
Excellent. Okay, Paige, I think so we covered it all. I'm really encouraging all the students to follow your Instagram or Coventry University Instagram, your social medias, because you can get updated information from schools directly to your smartphones on daily basis.
Of
and
course.
you feeling more connected with your future university.
Absolutely. And for those of you who are, you know, a little bit shy and don't like to, you know, talk in front of people, you can send me messages straight away after this call. And, you know, I will happily answer any questions that any of you guys have if you don't want to ask it whilst we're on the call.
Excellent. And I'm very happy for Lucas that he actually raised the hand. And
Me too. Yes.
Yes.
Well done. Does anybody else have any questions? You know, about the study maybe, or what life is like in Coventry. Anybody? Me. There we go. Go on, Veronica. Are you going to type it, or do you want to unmute?
I think so. She can speak.
She's going to type. I'll wait for you.
Yeah. And it's very good that you show the role models or your alumni at the beginning of the slides, because from my point of view, when you planning to study in United Kingdom, you have higher aspirations in life. And also after finishing your degree, which is qualitative in different ways than in Slovakia, you can really achieve like good and big things in your future life.
Absolutely.
All of you guys who have bigger ambition than to study in Slovakia, study abroad is only beginning on your path, but you will find your new classmates. You can create a network of contacts which you can use in future. So maybe you could see it on this kind of perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. So the UK is obviously a great, first of all, location. We are smack bang in the middle of the planet. So it is easy for us to travel and work overseas. But one thing about Coventry University that we've recognised is that actually companies now want students to be global ready. You know, it's so easy to hop on a plane now and work overseas. And we've taken that into consideration, which is why we do try and get you to be global ready as well. Because we do recognise some of you might come to the UK to study, but you might not want to move here permanently. You might want to take that degree back to Slovakia, or you might want to take that degree to, I don't know, the US or Australia. And that is why we do try and get you global ready. So Veronica, you've asked, when am I going to receive something about semester start and next steps? I have my unconditional offer. Congratulations, well done and welcome. We are sending out communications throughout the year, really. So you will start to receive emails about accommodation and things like that. Have you, you can just pop yes or no, but have you started to think about a student loan? I already have accommodation. Oh, you're very organised. Yes, I did. Oh, you're very, very organised. So yes, the next stage will be when we've confirmed which week teaching will start. So the emails tend to come out from June, July onwards. And what you'll also receive is details of online enrolment. However, Veronica, if ever you do have any questions, you can ping an email to Roman, and Roman and I talk all of the time. So if ever you aren't receiving emails or you're a little concerned, you can actually use me as your direct point of contact within the admissions department anyway.
Excellent, Paige. Actually, we encourage all the students to ask for the student loan. We prepared all the documents and they are waiting for certifier to stamp the documents.
Guys, the student loan is truly the most fantastic thing. I like to talk, okay, that's what we'll talk about, the student loan. I took a student loan out, so I'm from quite a poor family. And I had to have a student loan to cover the tuition fees, I needed maintenance loans, I needed everything. Now, I still pay mine back. And this just goes to show how truly, truly honest we are when we're saying we do not hinder you. The loan is not a bad thing. So I know in many European countries, the vision of a loan is seen as negative, but this loan is not like any other loan in the world. This loan is one of the lowest percentage rates, so the interest on it is tiny. That's the first thing. The second thing, if you cannot afford to pay your loan back, you will not pay it back. So I think the current threshold in the UK is £26,000. So if you graduate and do not earn more than £26,000, you will not pay that loan back. You will only start to pay that loan back once you have graduated and have a job earning more than that money. And this is how good the company is. So when I moved to Australia and New Zealand, I was gone for approximately 3 years. Because I was not earning anything, they did not take any money from me. They paused the loan. I only started paying that loan back when I came home and got a job earning the correct over the threshold, okay? So guys, I know sometimes it sounds too good to be true, but it really, really is. Like I said, I still pay mine back. It's a percentage of my salary. It's a tiny amount. I don't see it. It just goes. So do any of you have any questions maybe about the loan?
Maybe I would like to sum it up. Basically what you said, Paige, you don't have to pay it until you earn particular amount of money. And when you stay, for example, after your graduation in UK and you don't earn £26,000 a year, you will not pay anything. It's not like a mortgage. You have to pay it upfront. They will give you time to finish your studies, to find a job, and you will be paying it back. This is a very good thing. Only when you can afford it. If you cannot afford it, you will not pay it back. This is actually very kind of you.
Absolutely. You know, and the reason for that is the idea to go to university is to better your life. So the company isn't going to go, okay, go better your life, but then we're going to take all of that money, you know. And when you hit a certain age, I think it's after 30 years, if you've not paid the loan back, that's it. It gets deleted.
Yeah. And Paige, I think so we have one question, or it might be a question from Ian or Jano. Janko, máš otázku? Do you have a question?
Yeah, can we hear each other?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, about the student loan, you know, how can we know that they got our papers about student loan? Do we have to call them, or are we going to receive some email that, you know, that they got our student loan papers?
Your application, do you mean?
I mean the student loan. If we want to, you know, because you were talking about student loan, so we had to send some kind of papers.
Form.
It was
Yes, form. You have sent your forms to Glasgow.
Yeah.
And now they have to approve it, and then you will receive back notification. Actually, it's ordinary mail. It's 2 papers, and there will be stated that you have been approved for your student loan, and you don't have to do anything else. And they will, student loan company will contact Coventry, and when you start your studies, they will exchange information between the university and student loan company.
Okay, thank you. And also, I wasn't, first of all, I would like to apologize because I wasn't able to hear you last 20 minutes. So I hope I won't ask you the same question.
No,
But
okay.
is there any chance to get an internship in foreign country or also in Britain?
So one of the videos that I will share with you actually is a case study. One of the students, when they went on a trip, was also offered a job after the trip. So we offer something called a placement year. The placement year is taken in your 3rd year, and you have 2 options. You can either move abroad again and study at a partnership university, or you can remain in the UK and go on a placement, an internship for an entire year. So yes, you do have the opportunity to do that.
And if I'm going to study a top-up, is it the same?
A top-up course?
Yeah.
Depends what stage are you entering?
Business management.
What year would you be entering?
Third one.
Third year?
Yeah.
I'm actually not sure on that. So let me go and ask the question, and I will come back to you. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
I'm just going to note that down. One moment. Let me.
And I think so. He's. Are you graduating from Denmark, right? You finished there your AP degree?
Nope.
Okay, but you come.
No.
You come into, or you would like to come to UK into final undergraduate year, third year of bachelor program.
Exactly. Exactly.
Sorry, I missed that, guys. I've just sent a message to my team to see if you can still do that on a top-up. What did you ask? Sorry, Roman.
We sorted it out already.
Oh, okay.
But I will, Jano, if you can into the chat to enter your email address, and I will send it to Paige. And once I have answer, once she has answer, I will send it to you. And I would like to also mention good thing for you and for everyone that postgraduate level or master studies lasting in UK only 1 year, which is compressed studies of 2 years into one. And good thing is that you finish your full academic education 1 year earlier than you would finish, for example, in Slovakia. Mm-hmm. You pay only for 1 year because master usually lasts only for 1 year, which is good advantage. And also, there is all kind of different pricing on masters. Undergraduate level costs 9,250 throughout all country, every school, every program, but the price differs from program to program at master level. So you can find easily masters for 3,000, 4,000. And also you are able to take student loan on masters.
Yeah, so I've just got the answer back, Jan, that actually because top-up is the final year of the degree, there is no sandwich or placement year, unfortunately.
Actually, that was very fast answer, Paige.
What? No messing about.
Yeah. Yeah, but when you come in, if you think about it, like you come in there only for 1 year, so it would be maybe wasteful just to go for placement or to work somewhere because you will have lessons only for 10 months.
Absolutely. And if you proceed to do a master's course, some of the master's course offer placements in, I think it's the 3rd semester. So some of them do offer a placement option as well. Did you say you're doing the AP in Denmark, was it, or?
No, I'm doing it in Slovakia.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So, but yeah, anyway, thank you for answering my questions. And also, okay, as I told you, I wasn't able to hear the last 20 minutes, and
I'm sorry for that.
You were probably talking about you know, if you agree with kind of a different English improvement. I mean, is there possible to get something different than IELTS? You know, like maybe I don't get the band I need to in IELTS. So is there any kind of different way or chance?
Of course. So guys, one thing I am going to say is please, even if I've covered it and you've forgotten and you want to ask, please ask me questions. Do not worry and don't apologize. That's what I am here for. I understand you know, it might have cut off. So please ask me questions. But yes, absolutely, we do offer an alternative for approximately 90% of our courses. So the only courses that we cannot offer this option is for your accredited health and life sciences courses or courses like journalism. However, we do offer something called a telephone language assessment. So it's very similar to the conversation that we're having now. However, you will do most of the talking. All that will happen is I will ask you a series of questions, stuff like, tell me about a holiday you've been on, or, you know, tell me about your family. I will then assess if you can understand me well. I do tend to talk a lot slower. And then I will also assess how well you can speak and hold a conversation. At the end of the course, which only lasts approximately 15 minutes, I will tell you whether you have been successful or whether we need to reassess your English. So I will not fail you. What will then happen is if we do need you to reassess, we'll give you some time to practice, and then we'll call you again, say, you know, 6 weeks down the line to give you enough time to practice, and we'll have the same type of conversation again.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
No problem.
Excellent. And I think so we can have Lukáš, one more question.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. My hopefully last question is, what is the usual monthly living cost together with eating, accommodation, and other stuff?
Everybody is different, Lucas.
Yeah, I meant on average.
Okay, I'll give you an example. So let's say your accommodation is, you know, 130 to 140 per week. On average, a weekly shop, again, it depends, you know, what you tend to eat, but you can easily get a weekly shop as a student between 50 and 70 pounds a week. So let's say we're now on 200 pounds a week. A phone bill in the UK is approximately 20 to 30 pounds per month, so only approximately £5 per week. Netflix over here is approximately £10 a month. Many students tend to include Netflix in there. And public transport isn't going to cost you much at all. Let's say approximately £50 across an entire month. You can easily get a much cheaper bus pass. So it's really not that expensive. On average, on a part-time job, you can typically earn, depending on your hourly rate, I've known students to earn £300 a week on a part-time job. So that's £1,200. Wow. Yeah, students save money when they're working as well. So when I was a student, I worked at Starbucks, and I actually worked full-time because I was only at university for 2 days a week. So it meant that I could work 5 days a week and still do my own coursework and keep on top of my studies. We don't inundate you with work, you know, it's all down to self-management and your own time management, but you can easily work alongside and save money. You know, Coventry is not an expensive city. It's the fourth cheapest student city in the UK. And as you're probably aware, there's tons and tons of cities in the UK. So that goes to show it is a cheap city.
Yeah, okay, so it's easily affordable?
Yeah, I've never ever heard of a student say that they cannot afford to live here.
Okay.
London, on the other hand, yeah, you know, students do struggle down in London, which is why I always tend to recommend, you know, if you've got money, great, London's the place to be. But if not, yeah, move an hour out of London. It's a good place because it's cheaper, and then you can still go and explore London.
Okay, thanks.
No problem.
And maybe I would like to mention those £800 a month. It's not humble student life. It's normal, regular life, like Paige would live. And I'm pretty sure some of us can squeeze it into 600, maybe 650 And if
Easy.
you're willing to find a work and work maybe on Friday, Saturday nights, you will cover your bills easily and maybe
Easily, yes.
and save some money.
Absolutely. As long as you're smart with it, you'd be absolutely fine. I've got some student case studies from students from Poland who put together their expenditure. I mean, I can see if I can get something like that to be shared with you.
Sure.
Yeah, I can send that to you, Raymond, so you can share it with whichever student you want to share it with.
Okay,
Yeah.
Paige. I think so we covered pretty much all kind of topics.
Yeah.
If anyone has a quick question, you can ask or write into chat. And Paige, I would like to thank you very much.
No problem.
Even you are employed by Coventry, and this is your free time, I think. So this is your home office. You find a 1 hour to share your information with all the students. And I'm pretty sure in UK the whole situation will play out really nice and smoothly, and it will be over in 2-3 weeks' time.
We are in a very good position with the fact that we do have such an amazing healthcare system, you know, and like I said, the only reason that, you know, the UK seems to have lots of cases is because if you actually look at our population ratio to the size of our country, it's a lot of people in, you know, a bit of a small space. So it's not that it's not being handled well. We do have a fantastic healthcare system. I don't know whether any of you guys saw our Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, Mr. Weird and Wonderful. He actually contracted coronavirus and survived under our amazing NHS. So yeah, I absolutely think it's calming down. We are hopeful, you know, and we do envision an on-campus September, which is very exciting because it is a fantastic university.
Excellent, Paige. And maybe I will fly over to see.
Well, yes, I need to come back to Slovakia. I haven't seen you guys in a while.
Yeah, we had to cancel our fair in April. What happens in September, October, what will be the numbers? But I hope for the best, because really I can assure you, maybe you are in different mood right now, but Slovakia is much better now.
That's good.
I was feeling a bit down 3 weeks ago, but good news are coming in Slovakia from Saturday, Sunday, and daily cases we have 7, 3, 4 people a day.
Wow, that's great news.
And
hopefully it's going the right way.
Czech Republic is opening borders. Austria is opening the borders. Slovakia will open soon. So I think so.
Yeah.
In 1 month time, we will be in completely different situation. And we are very lucky that if this happened in a good times, we are very lucky that we still have 4 months, which is May, June, July, and August to fix it.
We do indeed.
Do
any of you have any other questions while you have me? Anything about, you know, moving over here? Anything specific to the course that you're looking to study? No? Okay.
I think so, that's it.
You're more than welcome to message me on Instagram, guys, or, you know, ask Raymond the question and he can always come to me and ask.
Or Camille.
Absolutely.
And please, Paige, send me the videos, send me Instagram links. I will share it all with our students directly to their emails.
Great. Yeah, I will send them straight over. I would definitely recommend watching them.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Paige.
Okay.
Thank you all of you guys for your questions that you were not shy to ask. Because
Thank you very much.
And your time. Thank you very much, Paige.
Thank you, guys. Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.